First of all, walk into the Shul the first time, I never knew the Shul exists. And it's very impressive, and it's overwhelming, and big schus to the mayor. Maybe I should help that he should be masliach in the shlichus, in spreading Yiddishkeit all over in Crown Heights especially. And though in Crown Heights, we're Baruch Hashem, from Chassidische Eden, I thought a little shoulder, my father, blessed memory, would often say, Afal pi shaleichat azos Yisrael. It's a big schus. And as I'm sitting here, you walk into this place, and you think how this place looked a few years ago. It was in the 60s and the early 70s, late 60s. It was dangerous to walk on this block. Mamash Sakona. And now everything is flourishing. So I'll share with you a phone call I had with my mashpia, Reb Sholom Charatonov, soll sein gesund und stark. When I bought my home, I live a little further than you even. I live on Eastern Parkway, I'm renovating it meanwhile. Taking a bit too long. On Eastern Parkway between Buffalo and Rochester, where the old Latoida used to be. I learned there as a little kid in Latoida. I'm only questioning if they ever walked on that side when he came back, Erish was Toshin Pes, or they ever walked along the park. I'll soon say what I mean. Perhaps they ever walked on that side, Mamish. So it's Mamish treaded by it as a Mokin Kodesh. So mentioned that story. So I got a call from Rabbi Sholom Charatonov. He was very, very overwhelmed. He bought the house, the yeshiva, all the Torah. And he said something very interesting. He said that during the Shchuna Sichas, anybody over here knows what Shchuna Sichas means? Shchuna Sichas, okay. If I'm not clear, please ask me to explain, okay? I'm taking things for granted, perhaps ask me to explain, please. Don't hesitate, it's my problem. It's my issue if I'm not explaining, if I'm not clear. The Rebbe, we all know what Rashi Sichas are, right? Rashi Sichas, Rambam Sichas, Mamorim. There was a period during the Rebbe's Nesius, as the Rebbe is still a Nasi, that he spoke in the late 60s and the early 70s, Sichas on the Shchuna, that you're not allowed to move out of Crown Heights. People were moving out of Crown Heights every day. It was very sad and painful to see. You used to wake up in the morning, I was told, and on President Street and on Crown Street and all these beautiful streets, there were tractor trailers lined up every morning. Jews moving out of Crown Heights. Jews are moving out. It was very painful. One Yid once told me, this is hard to translate. Shalchayni kiula hashuchar. Kiula hashuchar. So the shuchar came in afnalegai. In any case, so it was very, very, very painful. That's something we'll leave not translated. We're living in a generation where you got to be politically correct. You got to be careful what you're saying. People might take it wrongly. So the Rebbe then began to speak that you're not allowed to al pi din. The Rebbe also brought an Orach HaShulchan. He edited it also in Sichas Chelik Yutes. You're not allowed to break a Jewish community, Chas v'Sholem. You're not allowed to al pi halacha to move out of Crown Heights and break a shchuna. And it's also spiritually not good when the Sitra Achra sees that Jews are afraid from Goyim and you're moving out. It was very painful. Those were the Shchuna Sichas. Spoke about the neighborhood of Crown Heights. And Reb Sholom Charatonov says that in one of the Sichas, the Rebbe said like this: the Sofet Zayin, the end is going to be as the Shchuna, that the neighborhood Crown Heights, wird werden zurück, is going to return, wie sie es gewesen mit 10 Jahren zurück, as it was 10 years ago, 20 Jahre zurück, as it was flourishing 20 years ago, bis wie sie ist gewesen, wenn der Rebbe Nesidrene gekommen in Amerika. It's going to return as it was a flourishing, beautiful community, as it was 10 years ago. That was spoke this in the 60s, so it's going back to the 50s, and so on, till it's going to return as it was when the Frierdiker Rebbe came to the United States. It was a beautiful, beautiful community, and Baruch Hashem, the Nevuah of the Rebbe, is returning and flourishing. When you see this, you see Mamish Kiyam HaNevuah, that the Shul is returning as it was when the Rebbe and the Frierdiker Rebbe came to the United States. Crown Heights has proportionally has the most apartment buildings in Brooklyn. And that is because it was such an affluent neighborhood that not anybody could afford private homes. So they built a lot of high-rising buildings, so it should be affordable for people to want to live in this beautiful, affluent neighborhood. In any case, the Beis should be matzliach in Mili HaNevuah and in the Shlichus of alle Inyanim. Und soll sagen, mit Hashem, die Isgalus von Heaven, es ist die Rede Mashiach Tzedkeinu L'chaim.
Amen. Chaim Livracha.
It's interesting, Yutas Kislev, the day that we were Farbrengen, I visited a doctor, an eye doctor in Manhattan, one of the top-notch doctors. He spoke about Yutas Kislev. And today, again, I visited him again. It was Manhattan today. And spoke to the doctor, and I told him today is Yud Shevat. Tonight is Yud Shevat. What's Yud Shevat? It's commemorating the day of the passing of the Rebbe's father-in-law, and so many of those of Lubavitch all over the world. He says, amazing, the Rebbe's koyach. All over the Rebbe world, the Rebbe disseminates shluchim and so on. The Rebbe once said, Farbrengen Toshim and Ches, poetically, very beautiful. The Rebbe says, it's our mission to put in tzitzis, in the Arba Kanfei Sa'odetz, so that it should be Re'isa Moisi Uzchatem Es Kol Mitzvos Hashem. So beautiful, so poetic and so holy. The Rebbe said, it's our mission to put in tzitzis, in the four corners of the world, which is Arba Kanfot Ha'aretz, so that it should be Re'isa Moisi, we should see godliness, which is the same concept of mitzvah tzitzis. So, it was the day of the passing, I tell him, of the previous Rebbe, and the day when the Rebbe assumed leadership of Klal Yisrael forever and ever. So, a neshama is a neshama. So he asks me, he didn't ask me about commemorating the Yortzeit. He tells me, so how do you celebrate this day? In other words, this neshama understood that Yud Shevat is a yom tif for Kabbalas and Nesiyas of the Rebbe. He didn't want to talk so much about the Yom HaYerula. How do you celebrate this day? And we all know that the Rebbe spoke about Beis Nissen, that Beis Nissen is not so much the emphasis on the Istalkos of the Rebbe Rashad. The Rebbe says, but Beis Nissen is the day when the Frierdiker Rebbe assumed leadership. So Yud Shevat is not so much the focus on the Yom HaYerula of the Frierdiker Rebbe, but the continuity, the extension of the Frierdiker Rebbe in the Rebbe's holy body, in the Rebbe's holy neshama. It's one chain, and the Frierdiker Rebbe continues to flourish through the Rebbe who's Nasi Ashvi. Remember, I heard the Shem Navginglas that was very well spoken of, and I want to hear it from him himself, in Montreal, the Godzelech Mashpia Navginglas. I asked him, is it correct that you said that? He said, yeah. What did he say? He said, by the Altador, by the old generation, Yud Shevat is a Yom HaYerula, a day of commemorating the Yortzeit of the Frierdiker Rebbe. By the new generation, Yud Shevat is a Rosh Hashanah l'Melachim. It's a Rosh Hashanah for the kings, which is a Mishnah Masechta Rosh Hashanah. It's a day when the king assumed leadership, and every Yud Shevat, that's the Rosh Hashanah l'Melachim, the Rosh Hashanah of the Rebbe's royalty, Rebbe's kingship. In truth, in essence, that I asked him, I call him up an hour before. He tells me, I asked him, what's the address? He tells me the address is Yud Aleph Poi, 1185. Yud Aleph Poi. And the truth is that the Rebbe's day is really Yud Aleph Shvat. There are many, many sikhs indicating that the Rebbe is beyond the number 10. 10 is a mispar of limitation. When you break through the number 10, you go into 11. That's already believable. That's a number beyond limitation. That's the Rebbe's really Yom Hascholas on the Siyas. So the Rebbe began in the Siyas was already Yud Shevat at night after Sesek HaChavim when the Rebbe said the Maiman. Halachically the Rebbe said the Maiman on Yud Aleph Shvat. So really it's Yud Aleph Poi. This is an address that brings out the Rebbe's Nesiyas. Here in this shul is Yud Aleph Poi. We speak about the Ascholas and the Nesiyas of the Rebbe. It's Yud Aleph Poi. This is where you are. Rabbi say, in the Rebbe's Maimer, the first Maimer, the Rebbe discusses famous Maimer, Bossi Lagani Achoisi Kala. The doctor asks, how do you celebrate it? I tell him the Rebbe alone gave a doctor's orders how to celebrate it. I said, you're not the only doctor in town. The spiritual doctor of the world, the Rebbe, I tell him, he told us how to celebrate it. We have the letters of the Rebbe, the Rebbe's letter, the Chazid Ma'amorim, and the Give Tzedakah, and they speak about the Moisus and so on. Now the Rebbe writes in his famous letter to Chassidim, he writes, Likras Yom HaGodel VaHaKadosh, as the holy day, the great day is approaching Yud Shevat. So I'm going to instruct Chassidim how they should conduct themselves and how they, so to say, celebrate the day of Yud Shevat. And I once heard Rabbi Gronol of Sholom, I'm sure many picked up on this, and he said, the word, really we say Yom HaGodel VaHaKadosh. When do we say the Yom HaGodel VaHaKadosh? Rabotai, when do we say? Matai Omrim Yom HaGodel VaHaKadosh? Allow me, sitting here amongst many Rabbanim, Chassidim, Talmidei Chachamim, but allow me if I may correct. אם מותר לי לתקן. לא, זה לא ראש השנה, זה לא יום כיפור. על שבת תקנו אנשי כנסת הגדולה, רצי השם אלוקינו, רצי וחליצנו השם אלוקינו במצוותיך ובמצוות יום השביעי, השבת הגדול והקדוש הזה. On Shabbos, which is the holiest day of the year, Chazal instituted Anshe Knesset Hagdolah. Well, we say Hagadol v'Hakadosh Hazeh. And Rabbi Groner was bringing out by the Rebbe, there's no malitzis, just poetry. This is not Chas v'Sholom, a book of Shakespeare and Hemingway. Chas v'Sholom. And the Rebbe once said, Farbrengen, Shakespeare the Shika the Goy, the drunken Shakespeare, Lahavdol. The Rebbe quoted a Lashon HaTfilah, and he said on Yud Shevat, it's Yom HaGodel HaKodesh. Amazing. Rabbi Groner didn't elaborate, but he brought out that point. And perhaps we can further what Rabbi Groner of Sholom was saying. Was this Pshat though? It's not just throwing poetry, HaGodel HaKodesh, okay, HaGodel HaKodesh is a holy day. But Afal became, perhaps you could take it a little further. That the Rebbe is saying, as he speaks in the first Maimer, guys, Rabbi say, from now on, we're going to the Kras Yom HaGodel HaKodesh, which is the Yom Shekulai Shabbos Menucha Lechai Ha'elamim. We're entering the era of Mashiach, which is the ultimate Shabbos, forever and ever. And that is the Yom Shekulai Shabbos Menucha Lechai Ha'elamim, which is the Yom HaGodel HaKodesh. And the Rebbe is telling everybody in his first letter, we're going now likras, not just for that specific day of Yud Shevat Toshin Yud Aleph, the first Yud Shevat. We're going from now on for every day in our life. We're growing likras Yom HaGodel HaKodesh. And the Rebbe set the standard that we're going to bring Mashiach. in the very first Maimer. We're going in the Kasiyam Agadol V'HaKadosh. And then it explains in the first Maimer, just in a nutshell, one Nakuda. The Rebbe says that when Hashem instructed Moshe Rabbeinu to build the Mishkan, and they built the Mishkan, Hashem said, Basi legani achoisi kala. Basi legani. I came to my Gani, a lot of people translate garden. It's not exactly the right taich. Gani means gnuni. It means a gazebo. It's like a place in the garden. You build a structure for the chosin and the kala. That's what Gani is. It doesn't mean garden. Of course it means garden too, but Gani means gnuni. It's a structure that you build in the garden. And in botanical gardens, there are a lot of gazebos over there to take a seat and so on. So the Pashtum Shat means Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, listen, everybody has their tent over here. Everybody has their beautiful tents. Well, what's about me? Where's my shul? Where's my shul? Everybody has it. We're living with Hashem nicely. So may build a shul. Basi legani. Hashem says, Basi mikdash. Don't forget about me. V'shachanti b'soicham. What does it mean b'soicham? The simple pshat means b'soicham means I will rest in their midst. In other words, if you're going to build a mishkan for me, I'll also be in your camp. Build a mishkan. The mishkan was placed right in the middle of all the camps, and I rested b'seicham in the midst of all the Jewish camps. Comes the Shalah, Chassidus follows up on it, and the famous taich. No. It's not just b'seicham. B'seich kol echad ve'echad. Build a mikdash. Also, the mikdash means make yourself a mikdash. Make yourself a mikdash. Transform yourself to a mikdash. So Hashem could say, Basi legani, I came to my gazebo, to my mikdash, to connect and unite with my wife. Because Hashem is our husband, we are Hashem's wife. So therefore you have the Yud and the K, and that's the Beis HaMikdash of every Jew. Not just in your midst, but in you. And the Rebbe says that that's the Matorah. That we have to build a mikdash, transform the world, and then usher in Mitz Hashem, the Binyan Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. So the Chaim Rabbi said, the Rebbe should help, that we should finish off the job. The Rebbe wants that we should finish off the job. It should be B'avodas HaTachten. And we should be Mitz Hashem Zoicher, that B'Korav Mamish should be the completion and the fulfillment of Basi Legani Achoisi Kala in our own Beis HaMikdash HaPrati, and that will help B'Mitz Hashem that very, very soon, speedily will be the Basi Legani Lignuni in the third gazebo, which will be an everlasting gazebo built by Hashem Himself, and Mashiach will assist also in that. Will be Zeichat it is Galus of the Rebbe as the seed that in the Mashiach said, "Keinu take off him Yad Mamash L'chaim."
Ay ay da 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 ay 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 da 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 ay ay da 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 ay